Hi, Boulder Creek here. We are going to be doing our tent setup with the Bivy tent over here and the hiking pole tent. Let's get to it. All right, so first we lay out the Bivy tent here. You'll see I'm reaching for the stakes, making sure that I have them all and put them in there. I'm using a plastic pusher that I showed to the camera really quickly. It's just a round circle that I punched out of an old kayak a long time ago. Now I'm doing the tent. I did the ground cloth first. A little bit of overkill, but it's my backyard, you never know. And here's the pole tent being laid out, stakes, and also a pusher which I put over to the side. I had forgotten exactly how this is to be staked out. You stake the four corners of the tent first, which is fairly simple. I'm doing that. And then we went in for the graphite poles, which I was very happy with. I'm glad I got those because now I don't have to mess with hiking poles unless I bring them. The pole tent went up very easily, and as you notice, it's almost wrinkle free. And up, I'm actually filming, not filming, the playback is at 800, so 8 times the normal speed. These are the tent poles which come with the Bivy tent. I put them in the wrong grommet at first, and then went back in. I think it goes to the closest in grommet, and you stake it out to the outer grommet. There. We stake out the back here. You can see that it takes form. Come on, guys, give me a break. This is how not to do. 1, live in the city. 2, do your YouTube with the noisy neighbor dogs. Although a lot of people like hearing the dogs and the cat and everything else in the background. Now I'm back to the fly on the Bivy tent. The fly will also give it additional support. Let me put the stakes in. These end stakes are the most critical. If you lose this stake back here, or the stake in front, which I haven't, oh yeah, I have put in, it needs to be tightened up a little. I like them both. They both have advantages and disadvantages. With this one, when there's a lot of bugs, you have to basically roll into it. I'm gonna zipper both open and bring the camera around so that you can see what they look like. Tents aren't much different than anything else under the sun. You don't want to force anything on a tent, especially a zipper or a fitting. It's always good to have your instructions with you. As you can see, I didn't have my instructions today, which would have been nice, but life has been a little bit rushed lately. The zippers on this tent work well. The thing that convinced me to get the 2-man tent versus the 1-man tent was all the extra room, plus you could zipper out on both sides. Here, let's go take a closer look at these. Boulder Creek. This one, I'll put a link down below, not to the Boulder Creek, but to one that's very similar. As a matter of fact, it's vented a little bit better in the front. This one, I failed to bring this out and stake it to. That one needs to be staked as well. Like I said, when you're camping, you'll pay attention to all these other things, but seeing as I'm doing a quick comparison between the two, I failed to properly stake this out. It has a nice air gap here. And you can make this air gap bigger too. There's actually inside, let's see here, hopefully it'll show. Nice little pocket and some places to hang some lights. I was in here with a CPAP machine, my sleeping bag. The big thing is to keep it so that you have the loft, because the minute you lose the loft, you're gonna get wet. Pole tent. Advantage here is you can use hiking poles to put it up. I'm using my carbon fiber poles because I have them. Disadvantage is it does not come with a ground cloth. And this right here is not really ground cloth. I mean, it'll work, but a good stone will go right through this. My extra ground cloth helps give it extra protection. Plenty of room on the inside here. Has small pockets. That's what that warning thing is over there. Let's see if I zoom in on it. Here's the other pocket. So we got two pockets, ample room. Ventilation could be a little bit better if this had better standoffs. They have the stitching here, but they don't have anything in it. I've seen other versions where this actually bows out. I wasn't satisfied with the tent pitch, so I went back and pitched both these tents out as best I could with additional stakes. You'll never see a camper come back from camping saying, gee, I brought too many tent stakes. They'll always say, if I just had some more tent stakes, I could have, I wouldn't have gotten so wet, or my tent wouldn't have fallen down. Bring about 1/2 again the amount of tent stakes that you think you should have. The reason for this is so that you can put your tent out in extreme weather conditions and be able to pitch your tent. When I was at the dark campgrounds, I only had this much dirt to pitch in. Even though I had extra tent stakes, it probably would have been better to run my lines all the way to the trees. Can never have too much line or too much stakes. The 2-person pole tent definitely has an advantage over the, notice all the additional space for storage here. This is really nice. You can pitch out on this side with the 1-man version. The problem is you can't get to it with your zipper, so you have to go outside your tent to access this space. Whereas I have zippers on both sides here, and they're easy to use. It's the Toplander tent. This is what I was talking about with the extra stakes. You need more stakes all the time. Here's the bivy tent. No matter how well staked out, this is one thing I remember about the bivy tent. You're always going to have wrinkles, and where you have wrinkles, you're going to end up getting leaks. In the middle of the rains, and this is a nice little flap, goes over your zipper. It did handle the rains, but I had to get an extra can of water repellent and spray it on this fly here so that I was sure that it was going to handle the rains. Look at all this space. You got hardly any space here for extra storage. None here. You're lucky if you can put your boots down here in this little area here. This is all the space that you're going to have for extra storage outside your tent. With the 2-person pole tent, you have this and this. The only disadvantage of the pole tent over this is that you have to get a couple of extra things. The bivy tent comes with all of the accessories that you need. I think I got it for $20, not $30 on sale. It wasn't very much. Neither of these tents were very much. This is the bivy tent. It's weighing in at 3.83 pounds. This is everything needed for the bivy tent. Poles, stakes, all the extra added goodies. Now the Toplander, I was able to fit ground cloth and the graphite poles in with it. Let's see how many. Let's see how it weighs. All right, 4.05 pounds for the Toplander. A little bit more, a little bit heavier, but I would go with the extra weight for the extra room. And I was very happy with the quality construction on the... This is the Bill Dube Variety Channel, where we cook, we camp, we create, we critique, and we climb. Climb is metaphorical for physical fit. Every day this side of the dirt is a great day, so go out there and have some fun. Stay COVID safe. Subscribe. Smash that bell so you can be notified of new releases. And check out this video over here. I heard it's going to be a real good one. Thank you.